Hello, good evening, and welcome to the ninth Scene Double live quiz. Welcome back to any regular viewers, and welcome to any possible new viewers. This is the Scene Double live quiz, the ninth one. We're nearly in double figures, so we'll get to the quiz in just a minute. But right now, I'll just go through a few points of order. So this will take around 1 hour to complete. The questions will be on screen for around 40 seconds. May sound quite fast, but it should be plenty of time. After 15 seconds, for most questions, a little fact will pop up that could help you, could not help you, but it's just something extra to read. If it is going a bit too fast, you can always pause it. And if you do have any questions, you can put them in the chat. We are monitoring it, and we can respond. The questions will be split into two parts, part one and part two. Part one is very highbrow questions, you could say, and then part two is maybe lowbrow questions. So that part two you may find a little bit easier. So if you are finding part one hard, don't worry about it. So yeah, each part will be 15 questions. And then the only other thing to say is if I do ask for a name, it's the name that they're most commonly known by, so not necessarily their birth name. And then at the end, there will be a few little extra fun questions, which should give you some words that you can then start placing elsewhere in the quiz. Because, of course, this is the Seeing Double quiz, so every word you write down in your answer is going to appear twice, with the exception of the. So if you see the word the, you can just ignore it. So let's look at a very quick example. Imagine the answer you knew for sure was "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." Then all 5 of those appear somewhere else in the answers. So one answer could be "Don't Go." That's eliminated 2 of those words. Another answer could be "Breaking Bad," which has now brought in another new word that's somewhere else. Then that could link to "bad guy." Heart could just be heart. Guy then links to Family Guy. Then you'd have to place family somewhere. You'd have to place my somewhere, etc., etc. So hopefully you will, towards the end of the quiz, start being able to fill in some answers you'd previously missed. And I think that is everything. So let's get going with part one. The first few questions are related to today's date, or the past couple of days. So if you aren't watching it live, today is, of course, June the 30th. So question 1. On June the 30th, in 1937, the world's first emergency telephone number was launched in which city? And remember, in a couple of seconds, a little fact may pop up that may help, may not. So June the 30th, 1937, which city was the first to get an emergency telephone number? Okay, let's move on to question number 2. So again, on June the 30th, this time in 1966, it's coming home. A future heavyweight boxing champion was born. What is his name? I do apologise for the little outburst after saying 1966. It's coming home. It's just, after last night, it's very hard to keep the emotions down. But I promise that'll be the last time it is mentioned during this quiz. Okay, question 3. In 1972, due to irregularities in the Earth's rotation, what was added to the UTC time system for the first time? So what was added to the UTC time system for the first time in 1972? Question 4. So yesterday, June the 29th, 2021, the UK trialled iPhone emergency alerts in which city? So these are quite popular in America and other countries. It's not come to the UK yet, but yesterday they trialled it for the first time. I believe last week they trialled it on Android, and yesterday was iPhone. Okay, question 5. Which dance originated in the 1880s along the Rio de la Plata? So a dance originated in the 1880s. What is the name of the dance, please? Okay, question 6. What is the unit of length that is equal to exactly 299,792,458 meters? So what unit of length is used? That is exactly 299,792,458 meters. Okay, question 7. Referred to at the time as Jorvik, what is the current name of the English city? And can I please remind you that every word you write down will appear somewhere else in the answers. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we've had a lot of problems in the past with question 8. So what we've actually done, my technical team, is we've bought a new sound card, but it's an old sound card because we found that the new ones, there were some bugs. So we've gone back, just got a very, very simple one. Hopefully there'll be no problems now with question 8. So question 8, name the song. But yeah, question 8, name the song. Okay, that was question 8. Apologies about that. We'll try and fix that. Question 9. I want you to name the country. And some little facts will pop up interspersed. See how quickly you can get the country. So it has a GDP of $2.4 trillion. It borders 2 other countries. And it smashed Germany 2-0 last night. Brup, brup, brup. So can you name the country, please? Let's move on to question number 10. Who is the current lineal heavyweight boxing champion? Let's move on to question 11. I want you to name the US state. Its motto is Excelsior. It borders 5 other states, including Connecticut and Massachusetts. And it's governed by Andrew Cuomo. So what is the name of that US state? And of course, if you get the answer, that's great. But if you manage to get it just from the outline or just from one of the first couple of clues, give yourself maybe extra credit. Okay, we'll move on now to question number 12. What was the name of the manager of the Wales football team from 1980 to 1988? So I guess technically I should have written what was the name of the manager of the men's Wales football team from 1980 to 1988. Question 13. What is the name of the satirical black comedy novel written by Bret Easton Ellis and published in 1987? And I'll just take this opportunity to, of course, remind you that every word you write down in an answer will appear elsewhere. Of course, with the exception of the. Goes without saying. So the black comedy novel written by Bret Easton Ellis and published in 1987. That was question 13. Question 14. Morse code is made up of dots and dashes. T, the letter T, is represented by a single one of these. The question is, dot or dash? And why not? I'll throw out a bonus question, but this is not part of the C double. At the end of the little fact, there is some Morse code. What does it translate as? But the real question for question 14 is the letter T, dot or dash? And we now get to the final question of part 1. And as always, it's going to be a name the artist question. And what it will do is it will play the full song. And while it plays the full song, it will loop through questions 1 to 14 again. So if you did miss a question, you can keep an eye on the screen and the question will pop back up. The full song will play, I think it's around 3.5 minutes. Then we'll have a couple of minutes break. You can start looking through your answers, seeing if there's any words you could double up. And then we'll be back with part 2. So question 15, name the artist.
Early one morning, with time to kill, I borrowed Jeb's rifle and sat on the hill. I saw a lone rider crossing the plain. I drew a bead on him to practice my aim. My brother's rifle went off in my hand. A shot rang out across the land. The horse he kept running, the rider was dead. I hung my head, I hung my head. I set off running to wake from the dream. My brother's rifle went into the sheen. I kept on running into the Southlands. That's where they found me, my head in my hands. The sheriff, he asked me, why had I run? And then it came to me, just what I had done. And all for no reason, just one piece of lead. I hung my head, I hung my head. Here in the courthouse, the whole town was there. I see the judge high up in his chair. Explain to the courtroom what went through your mind, and we'll ask the jury what verdict they find. I felt the power of death over life. I orphaned his children, I widowed his wife. I begged their forgiveness, I wish I was dead. I hung my head, I hung my head, I hung my head, I hung my head. Early one morning, with time to kill, I see the gallows up on the hill, and out in the distance, a trick of the brain. I see a lone rider crossing the plain, and he come to fetch me to see what they done, and we'll ride together till kingdom come. I pray for God's mercy, 'cause soon I'll be dead. I hung my head, I hung my head, I hung my head, I hung my head.
And we are back. Sorry if that was a longer time than normal. I was just washing my hands, and I swear, I don't know if it's old age or what, but I feel like my hands are getting smaller. I don't know if that's a thing. Anyway, it's time for that section of the quiz where we say, what are you drinking? So this week I'm drinking a lovely Danish beer from Denmark, I guess. Cheers. Just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. Okay, so that was part one. And now, of course, it's part two. So part one may have been slightly hard, some of the questions, but please do bear in mind that part two not only is going to be easier, but the words you get in the answers should help you with part one. Part one is not impossible. Nothing is impossible in quizzes. Okay, so part two, let's kick it off. So it's going to be a little bit more pop culture, a little bit more lowbrow after the highbrow part one. What is the name, this is question 16 of course, what is the name of this TV show that was presented by LeVar Burton? I feel like my head's shrinking as well the older I get. Just a bit of fun. So the name of this TV show that was presented by LeVar Burton. And of course, the facts has popped up. May help, may not. Question 17. Name the TV show. Okay, question 18. Name the video game series. So, of course, not the specific video game reference there, because that would be probably quite easy with the title being displayed, but the name of the video game series. Please, 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 please remember that each word appears twice within the quiz. Question 19. Okay, this is a name the song question. I will play around a minute of the song, and I just want the name of the song.
Light and day is more than you'll say, 'cause all my feelings are more than I can let by or not. It's more than you've got, just follow the day. Follow the day and reach for the sun.
So there we have it. So please give me the name of the song. Let's move on to question 20. So I want the name of the wrestler. Very, very famous wrestler. So famous, this was the only picture I could find of him on Google. So that's why it's quite a bad quality pixelated picture. I do apologise about that. So the name of that wrestler, or should I guess say the wrestler character? But of course, you with wrestling, you know what I mean. So question 20, name the wrestler. Okay, question 21. Name the film. So there's a picture of the theatrical release poster, and also a picture from one of the famous scenes in the film. I just want the name of the film. Yeah, question 22. Name the character. So, who is this? So, what's the name of that character, please? Okay, let's move on to question 23. Again, it's a name the song. But this song, I'm just going to play the intro. I think it's around 25 seconds. So, what's the name of the song? So, I want the name of that song, please. If you need it again, I'm not going to play it again now, but if you do need it again, you can just skip back in the live feed during the break, I guess. But name that song, please. Question 24. Name the film. So there's the theatrical release poster and a little still of one of the scenes. I just want the name of the film, please. Question 25. Name the character. So in the little facts down there, it states that this character has been declared the best flyer by Rarity and Princess Celestia. Do you agree with that? Do you think someone else is the best flyer? Get in touch. It's up for debate, I guess, but for me, she's the best flyer. Question 26. Name the film. So, yeah, just the name of the film there. And then question 27. Again, bit lowbrow this round. Name the film. And just before we get to the next couple of questions, I will take this final opportunity to remind you that every word does appear twice. So if you are getting these answers quite quickly, then you should be using the remaining time, putting on my teacher voice, but you should be using your remaining time to look through your answers, see if you've only got one word once, and then see where else it could go. Well, question 27, name the film. And now it's time to hit the links. I'm going to give you 4 pictures. They'll come up one after another on a little delay. And I want you to tell me what links all the pictures. And again, depending on how you're playing in your household, maybe give yourself extra credit the quicker you get the answer. So question 28, they're a little bit trickier this week, but should still be doable. What's the link? So there's 4 pictures that all have what I believe is a common link. What's the link? If you got that from the first one or the first 2, very, very well done. Get in touch. If you got it all, very well done. Also get in touch. Okay, question 29. Again, what's the link? So there you go, there's your 4 pictures for question 29. And what links are those 4 pictures? And then we're now on the final question already. And again, it's going to be a name the artist. So the full song will play again, and it will loop through questions 16 to 29. So if you did miss something, or you want to clarify the wording of a question, stay tuned. Otherwise, after the song's played, we'll have a couple of minutes break for you to formalise your answer sheets, and then we'll be back with the answers. So question 30, name the artist.
So lately, been wondering who will be there to take my place when I'm gone. You'll need love to light the shadows on your face. If a great wave shall fall and fall upon us all, then between the sand and stone, could you make it on your own? If I could, then I would. I'll go wherever you will go, way up high or down low. I'll go wherever you will quite how my life and love might still go on. In your heart, in your mind, I'll stay with you for all time. If I could, then I would. I'll go wherever you will go. Way up high or down low, I'll go wherever you will go. If I could turn back time, I'll go wherever you will go. If I could make you mine, I'll go wherever you will go. I'll go wherever you will go.
And we are back. So you will get a few more minutes to work out your answers because, of course, there were some technical issues during this quiz. I really need to get a better team. So let's have a look at what those questions should have been. So question 8 should have actually been like this. So I'm going to play you a little snip of how the song should have sounded. We've managed to fix the sound card issues.
Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me. Too many times, too many times. My love, he makes it feel like nobody else, nobody.
So that should have been question 8. And question 9, I'm sure some of you also noticed the factual inaccuracy. So it does have a GDP of $2.4 trillion. It does border 2 other countries. And it did smash Germany 2-0 last night. Brup, brup, it's coming home. But of course, it should have looked like this. So maybe that will help you get question 9. And then question 11, I'm sure some of you also noted this. The motto is Excelsior. It does border 5 other states, including Connecticut and Massachusetts. And it is governed by Andrew Cuomo, but it should have looked like this. So we'll go over the answers in, let's say, 1 minute. So I know I said it was the final time. This will be the final time. Please remember every word does appear twice. So look through, use whatever system you want to use, cross it out, circle it, whatever. But try and make sure that every word appears twice. What's weird as well is it must just be my left hand, because when I'm drinking like this, it does feel really big. But in this hand, it's like, it's normal size. Just a bit of fun. Okay, it's time for those answers. Let's go through. So question 1, June 30th, 1937, the world's first emergency telephone number was launched. In which city? And it was because there had been a house fire in 1935. A neighbour tried to call the fire brigade. They were placed in a queue. Unfortunately, some people ended up dying in the house fire. They wrote a letter to the editor of The Times. That prompted a government inquiry. 2 years later, they launched the first emergency telephone number in London. I'll try not to make every answer that long. Okay, so number 1 was London. Number 2, Mike Tyson. So he was born 1966. It's coming home, and he was a future boxing champion. Question 3. In 1972, the first leap second was added to the UTC time system. And they're irregularly spaced. So they some years 2 are added, 1 in June, 1 in December. Some years none are added, some years 1 are added. But since 1972, there's been 27 leap seconds. So yesterday, June 29th, 2021, in the UK, the UK government trialled iPhone emergency alerts in Reading. And according to a local website, a woman almost wet herself. Good news story. Question 5. Which dance originated along the Rio de la Plata? And I believe the Rio de la Plata is the natural border between Argentina and Uruguay. And that was tango, or the tango. But save that ink. Do not write the. But only for this quiz. If you're doing a CV, do write the. What is the unit of length that is equal to exactly 299,792,458 metres, or 186,282 miles? That is a light second. Seven, referred to as Jorvik. What is the current name of the English city? York. Had the first recorded case of COVID-19 in the UK. So question 7, the answer I was looking for was York. Question 8, I want you to name the song. May have been tricky. I don't know what was going on here, but that was, of course, New Rules by Dua Lipa. 2.4 billion views on YouTube. Question 9, name the country. GDP, borders, smashed Germany. Brup, brup, it's coming home. That was, of course, England. Ingerland. Question 10, the current lineal heavyweight boxing champion. So Mike Tyson was the lineal heavyweight boxing champion at some point, but not anymore, because that is now Tyson Fury, who defeated Vladimir Klitschko in 2015. I think there is some discrepancy between certain media outlets about who they recognise as the lineal heavyweight boxing champion, but the majority do go with Tyson Fury. So if you wrote something else there, it's incorrect. Question 11, the US state was New York. So that's the state outline, the correct way up, with the state flag, which does say Excelsior on it, which is the state motto. So question 11, New York. Question 12, the name of the manager of the Wales or men's Wales football team from 1980 to 1988. Ironically named Mike England. Question 13. The name of the black comedy novel written by Bret Easton Ellis, turned into a film in 2002. The Rules of Attraction. 14. T, is it a dot? Is it a dash? Is it dot cotton? Or is it dash cotton? And I did say, as a little bonus question, what did it say at the end of the fact? You could see 6 separate Morse code symbols, I guess. And it did say crazy with an exclamation mark. Because that's right. You can also do punctuation in Morse code. People always talk about the letters, but punctuation also makes up the language. And if you're Italian, so does this. Question 15. I want you to name the artist who was a Morse code operator. That was Johnny Cash, who apparently was the first person in America to learn of Stalin's death. Question 16. The name of this TV show, and that is Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow. The TV show that ran from 1983 to 2006. Question 17. The time travel show was, of course, Quantum Leap. Question 18. The name of the video game series is Fatal Fury. So I think most of the games, apart from one, were originally released on the Neo Geo. They've been ported to other platforms. But the video game series is called Fatal Fury. Or Fatal Fury. Question 19. That was Light and Day by the Polyphonic Spree. Very well done if you got that without even needing to use the scene double, finding the words elsewhere. That was Light and Day. Question 20, I want you to name the wrestler. So his brothers in the wrestling fictional family were Snot, Big Dick, Sign Guy, Bubba Ray, and also Devon, because he's a Dudley brother, and his name is Dudley Dudley. Very well done if you got that. Also, if you have a better picture of Dudley Dudley, get in touch. Question 21, name the film. Glenn Close, who becomes obsessed with Michael Douglas after a brief affair. That is Fatal Attraction. '22, name the character from the Short Circuit films. That was, of course, Johnny Five. Johnny Five is alive. Great film. Question 23. I want you to name the song just from the intro. That was, of course, London Calling. Also from the album of the same name by The Clash. Question 24. I want you to name the film starring Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell. I've just noticed an error with this question. You'll see in the fact at the bottom, I've actually spelt Russell with one L, whereas on the poster it does have two L's. So, am I right? Is the poster right? We'll never know. But that was Tango and Cash. Also, the poster was an ampersand. I've written the word and. Who's right? We'll never know. Question 25. Name the character. Of course, the best flyer in all of Ponyville is Rainbow Dash. Everyone knows that. Rarity knows it. Princess Celestia knows it. Everyone knows it. Rainbow Dash. If you wrote Rainbow Dot there, depending on how you're doing your markings, maybe a half mark. Name the film for question 26, starring Anthony Hopkins as a psychic. That was Solace. Solace. Also stars Colin Farrell. Question 27, the 22nd film in the Eon produced James Bond series. There is a couple of unofficial ones, but the 22nd film in the official timeline was Quantum of Solace. Solace. Quantum of Solace. Now, question 28. What links these? Very, very tough one. The first picture you saw, very, very tricky. But that was for all of the BTS fans that I have that watch. That was V, the singer V from the band BTS. Then we had a gold ring. Then we had a character from Umbrella Academy. And then we had abs. And the answer there was 5. So V is the Roman numeral for 5. In the 12 Days of Christmas, which is used quite often in this quiz, 5 gold rings, number 5 from Umbrella Academy, and of course abs from the very popular boy band 5. So the answer there is 5. Question 29, what links these? So you saw The Day After Tomorrow, the film poster, then you saw Doris Day, then you saw Independence Day, and then you saw Darren Day, and that was of course Day was the link there. And then you should know the final answer if you've been following closely. Name the artist. That was, of course, The Calling. So that rounds off the quiz very nicely. All the words appeared twice. So add up how many you got out of 30. Get in touch if you got 30 out of 30. Very tough quiz this week, especially the Dudley question. But once you've added up, let's move to what those results mean. So, if you got 0 to 15, you've got perfect vision. If you got 16 to 25, your vision's slightly blurred. But if you got 26 to 30, you're seeing double. If you did get seeing double this week, very well done, get in touch. And that is the end of the 9th Seeing Double quiz. So next week, we will be back with the 10th Seeing Double quiz, reaching those double figures. I'm not sure yet what day that will be. If England are playing next Wednesday, which they will be, it's coming home. Maybe we'll have to reschedule. But check back on the channel. Click set reminder, whatever you want to do. I'll probably be in touch because, let's be honest, I know most of you that are watching this. But yeah, we will see you at some point next week. Cheers!